The chilling echoes of gunfire and screams on Bourbon Street's New Year's Eve still reverberate, a stark reminder of the deadly truck attack that claimed 14 lives and injured nearly 60 more. The horrific incident, a brutal testament to the vulnerability of celebratory crowds, has cast a harsh spotlight on the city's preparedness, or rather, its lack thereof. At the heart of this tragedy lies a gaping security failure. A missing hydraulic barrier, the Delta Scientific MP5000, designed to prevent precisely such carnage. Left intentionally down, according to local police, due to a history of malfunctions, this critical piece of safety infrastructure failed to protect revelers on that fateful night. This lapse in security, however, is not simply a matter of equipment failure. It's a story of missed opportunities and unanswered pleas. In the wake of the attack, Delta Scientific, the manufacturer of the MP5000, swiftly offered the city a lifeline: a free comprehensive inspection and maintenance program, an act of corporate responsibility that stands in stark contrast to the city's apparent inaction. Emails obtained through a public records request reveal the company's persistent attempts to contact the New Orleans mayor's office, led by LaToya Cantrell, and the city's police superintendent. These attempts, detailed in correspondence from Diane Kennedy, the company's assistant general counsel and contracts manager, underscore a troubling lack of responsiveness from city officials. Kennedy's emails, sent a mere 9 days after the devastating attack, paint a picture of repeated outreach met with deafening silence, a silence that echoes the unanswered cries of the victims. The city's failure to engage with Delta Scientific's generous offer is particularly egregious given the context. The MP5000, a state-of-the-art barrier designed for rapid deployment and retraction within seconds, was part of a $40 million public safety initiative implemented under Mayor Mitch Landrieu's administration in 2017. This investment, a direct response to the horrifying wave of vehicle-borne terrorist attacks in cities like Nice, Berlin, London, New York, and Barcelona, aimed to create a robust defense against such threats. The acquisition of these barriers, including the MP5000 and other models like the Archer barriers, was a proactive measure intended to protect citizens from precisely the kind of attack that unfolded on Bourbon Street. Furthermore, the ominous warnings preceding the attack cannot be ignored. A joint intelligence bulletin issued in early December, a collaboration between federal law enforcement and counterterrorism officials, highlighted a heightened threat from lone wolf attackers targeting winter celebrations. This warning was amplified by a subsequent alert circulated following a deadly vehicle ramming attack in Magdeburg, Germany, just weeks before the New Orleans tragedy. These warnings underscore a climate of heightened security risk, making the city's failure to ensure the functionality of its critical security infrastructure all the more inexcusable. The city's response, or rather its lack thereof, is shrouded in silence. Repeated requests for comment from city officials concerning the communication between Delta Scientific and the mayor's office, as well as the broader security failures, have been met with silence. Police, citing ongoing investigations and pending litigation from victims and families of the deceased, have also declined to comment. This wall of silence only exacerbates the sense of betrayal and frustration felt by those directly impacted by the tragedy. The unanswered questions surrounding the city's inaction linger, casting a long shadow over the city and raising troubling questions about accountability and preparedness. The Archer barriers, while also part of the 2017 initiative, were relegated to storage due to perceived deployment challenges, a decision that further compounds the security failures. This decision, highlighting a prioritization of convenience over robust security measures, stands in stark contrast to the urgency of the threat. The surveillance footage of the attack itself is a chilling testament to the consequences of this decision. The footage depicts the attacker, a former U.S. military member with known sympathies for the Islamic State, driving unimpeded through the open barrier gap, mowing down innocent revelers before being engaged and killed by police. The scenes captured on that video are a brutal indictment of the city's failure to protect its citizens. The aftermath of this tragedy extends far beyond the immediate loss of life and injury. It leaves a legacy of unanswered questions, broken trust, and a profound sense of vulnerability. The city's failure to heed warnings, utilize available resources, and proactively address known equipment malfunctions has resulted in an avoidable catastrophe. The story of the Bourbon Street attack is not just about a malfunctioning barrier. It's about a systemic failure to prioritize the safety and security of its citizens, a failure that has cost lives and irrevocably changed countless others. The silence from city officials only serves to deepen the wound and prolong the agony of grieving families and a traumatized community. This is not merely a story of a single night's horror. It's a cautionary tale of what happens when preparedness and responsibility are deemed secondary to convenience and bureaucratic inertia. The ongoing investigations and litigation are a necessary step towards accountability, but they can never truly fill the void left by the lives lost and the lives irrevocably altered by that fateful night on Bourbon Street. The haunting images and the chilling details serve as a stark reminder of the consequences of complacency in the face of known and foreseeable threats.